Hello, Kindle girlies. I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Peyton.
And today we are going to be diving into our most anticipated Kindle Unlimited reads as we head into this fall semester.
Yes, so join us with a cup of coffee as we dive between these paper sheets.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Peyton and I have been exploring the world of Kindle Unlimited. We got Kindle Unlimited to read Divine Rivals, and then I was going through it and I was like, hey, there's actually a ton of shit on here. Like, I'm a fantasy reader, and so I thought Kindle Unlimited kind of just wasn't for me because
Yeah.
it's more of like there's a lot of romance books on there, and I was like, I don't know if I'd find enough books to make it worth it each month. But then I got it and I was going through it and I was like, okay, maybe not. And so we like quickly changed today's episode so that way we can just chat about what we want to read that's on Kindle Unlimited because I had it when I first got my Kindle months ago. Did you have it beforehand?
No, I never have. I've never had it. I knew it was there, but once
Yeah.
again, other than romance or super smutty romance, which I've never really been into, I was like, I just don't see a reason. But yeah, once Aubrey said that Divine Rivals was on there and it would be just smart to get that instead of buying the book because we don't want to buy the book anyways, then buying it on it just made sense to just do a monthly subscription and then dive into the KU catalog this month.
Yes.
And yeah, oh my goodness, we have been very surprised by what is on this.
All right, so we're just gonna pop through some of the books that we were surprised and excited to see on Kindle Unlimited. We haven't read these books. We just want to
No.
talk about potential TBR books that
Yes.
are popping up on Kindle Unlimited.
Yes. So opening Kindle Unlimited for the first time, it kind of felt like walking into a bookstore, but you
Yeah.
already own all the books. So there's unlimited possibilities. I just had a core memory flashback when I was younger. I had some sort of Samsung tablet, whatever. Probably my mom got it for free with a phone purchase, that kind of tablet. And there was this sort of Amazon type thing where you could pay a monthly subscription and you could read as many magazines as you wanted. And I loved reading magazines like Teen Vogue and People and stuff like that growing up. For some reason, I was a
Yes.
magazine girly. And, the posters in the middle, I had those on my wall. So, yeah, I had something like this before. And I would just flip through magazines because it was like I owned all of them. So this is so much fun. So yes, Divine
Yes.
Rivals is why we initially got KU because
Mhm.
we are very excited to do an episode on it soon.
Yes, it's
Because
all
this
over
book,
TikTok.
it's all over
We had to
TikTok.
get it.
I had to. It's sold out everywhere. So yes, but when I logged on, the first thing that I saw was In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yaros, who
Ooh.
wrote Fourth Wing. So
The Lord and Savior book of hardcover, Fourth Wing.
yes. So exactly. It's everyone's favorite book right now. It's my favorite book
Yeah.
currently. And so this is not fantasy, but from what I
Mm-mm.
understand, but I know that everyone is just loving this book. So, is this something
Ooh.
I would go and buy at Barnes and Noble? No, I don't really want to spend money on it. I probably would have gotten it on my Kindle, but now I have KU. I might as well just read it this month.
Yeah.
So that
No,
is,
it's free.
yeah, it's big on my list. Everyone loves Rebecca Yaros's writing, so
Yeah.
I'm very excited to add this to the TBR this month.
Yeah, that sounds good. I might add that too. The best
Yeah,
thing about this is that so since we got Kindle Unlimited just to read Divine Rivals, the price for a month of Kindle Unlimited was the same price as just Divine Rivals. So now I'm like, all of these books are free,
yeah, I know.
free, and
Free?
I don't have to go to a library. I can stay at my house and
Exactly.
get all
Yes.
these books.
And I was in
Like,
Target yesterday with my boyfriend and I saw In the Likely Event and I was like, "Oh my gosh." So
mhm.
he doesn't read, but I was like, "This is the fourth thing author. This is she is republishing this book. It's been out for some time, but she's republishing it, which is smart on her end, kind of like Colleen
Yeah.
Hoover did." And look at it now, and it was like $12. I'm like, but I have Kindle Unlimited, so I did not pay that
But
much
it's
for it.
free.
But it's free. It's free now, baby. Yes.
Uh,
So what do you have first for us on the docket?
okay, first I have Divine Rivals because we've talked about it, but I want to kind of talk about it. I
Okay.
actually just finished this
Oh
yesterday.
no.
I read it very quickly, and something that I really appreciated about reading on my Kindle was that it said the percentage of how far through I am. And
Isn't
like,
that
I
so
mean, you can
nice?
always tell like how many
Yeah.
pages you have left, but let me tell you, when I am reading a hardcover book, I am always like looking at like the last page. I'm like, how many pages are in this?
Yes.
What? How many more pages do I have to go?
Yep.
How many pages are in this chapter? And so just being able to see that progress number at the bottom
Yes.
whenever I wanted, like every time I turned the page, I got to see that number go up a little bit. Made me speed read Divine Rivals. This book is I kind of thought it was going to be like Fourth Wing because it kind of blew up around the same
The
time and
same
like
time.
right
Yeah.
after it. And people were like, if you liked Fourth Wing, this should be your next read. I would never say that. They're nothing alike. They have
Oh.
absolutely nothing alike besides the fact that they just got popular at the same time.
Okay.
They're both technically fantasy, but I would honestly like this is a historical romance. It's basically it's about two journalists during a fantasy war, but it feels like World War One. And so like the war is between these two gods, and so you're getting fantasy elements there, and then there's a magical item that you quickly come to realize in the series. But besides that, there was like no fantasy elements in this book. Like I'm not expecting there's it's sequel. I think it's a duology. Comes out
Okay.
later this year. I'm not expecting the main character to ever find out that she has magical powers and be the one to stop the war. Like she's a journalist. Um
Okay.
which was a really fun perspective to take, to be reading about this high fantasy world and this war and stuff, and I'm like, she's not going to be the one saving the day, she's the one writing about it, and
Yeah.
we don't ever see that in fantasy. So it was very exciting. It's a romance book, like at heart. Like there is definitely a plot. This isn't just like a straight romance book, but like it is like romantic. Like the love
Oh man.
story is
Okay.
like dreamy, like you're just like reading it, and it's the kind of book that's just like kind of like giving you butterflies throughout. Dark academia
Yay.
vibes. It was very good. I don't
Okay.
know why people are comparing it to Fourth Wing.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
like
was
Fourth
confused too.
Wing,
I'm on chapter 3 currently, and
but
obviously, like,
mm-hmm.
it's chapter 3. So
Yeah.
I know she's a journalist. And I know who the love is already. But okay, super exciting. Yes, Divine
Yes.
Rivals. Love it.
All right, what's your next one?
So, in one, I forget what podcast it was, I read The Fine Print,
Yes.
and I talked a lot about how, like, I love the cover, like, the whole idea. It's really big book. Like, I didn't really understand, like, why it was that big, and the story was all right. And I really just wanted the whole series because it looks so freaking cool on your bookshelf. But I
Yes.
just haven't been committed to reading them. Well, turns out Kindle Unlimited has the whole series. So Terms and
Yes.
Conditions is up there for me. So I saw that and I was like, yes, 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 because I already started the series. So this follows, there's like a whole wealthy family, and each book kind of
Mm.
follows one brother in the family. So this
Ooh.
would follow the next brother, which of course I feel like the author did not do a good job of creating interest in that next brother for me to want to push on to meet him. Like I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
So, but it's free. So I may just
It's
have
free.
to bounce through that. And maybe I'll be like, oh my gosh, Terms and Conditions is way better than the fine print. And I love this book series. And I love this person way more than
Yes.
the last one. So, yes, Terms and Conditions, that is on my radar.
That's exciting. I just saw the other day someone talking about like the last book in that series, or at least the last one out. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, there's like there's a bunch. They've got a and they all have cool names, but I don't remember all of them.
well, you have to let us know if it gets better.
Yes, I really do hope because the covers are so
Yes,
freaking cool.
they are. I would buy them just for the covers.
I know. It's so bad. I'm like, "This is so pretty, I love it." I'm like,
I'm
"But
like,
it
you have
wasn't
one.
that good. It wasn't
Yeah.
that great." Like, it was fine, but, like, it wasn't and it's
Yeah.
huge. Like, it's a big that's not romance book. There's no fantasy in it, like, there's
Romance
hardly
books
any
shouldn't get that
plot.
big. Yeah.
It should not be that big. Anyways, so
Uh,
what do we have next for you?
all right. The next book that I want to read, and I was super excited to see it on there, is The Summer I Turned Pretty. I want to read that
Ooh.
soon as we're still in the summery vibes. We're headed back to university, but
Yeah.
while it's warm, I want to read that. I am so excited to kind of jump into that story. I'm not a huge romance reader, but like
Yeah.
when people are talking about something, I'm going to jump on that
Exactly.
bandwagon.
You have to. You have
Um, the amount of Taylor Swift references that
Girl.
I have been seeing with The Summer I Turned Pretty,
Jealous.
I mean, the Swiftie in me is saying that it's a must.
Mhm.
I love book to TV adaptations, and I love seeing like kind of where they went wrong or if it's better. So I like, Summer I Turned Pretty is hot in the press right now, and so I am excited to read a romance book that I probably like I wouldn't want to buy. Like
That
I'm not that invested
the
to buy.
cover is really pretty though.
Yeah.
I was always expecting them to do like a TV cover for it, and then I'll see
Mhm.
the like, it's like the summary, the cover. Everyone's
Yeah.
seen the cover. And I just think that it's so pretty. It is. The Summer I Turned Pretty is so freaking pretty. The cover is
It's so
it's
pretty.
awesome. So, I would want that for vibes. Even though like I know
Mhm.
your bookshelf, you'd probably be like, "No, not
Oh, yeah,
we've got the fantasy tones here." So,
all of my like romance or mystery, anything that is not fantasy actually gets put in the bedroom on my nightstand, and I just have like a pretty stack of books like
yeah, all
in the
pastel
bedroom.
and shit.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, so
Um,
going off of that kind of out of your
yeah.
comfort zone reading, there is this book that I don't know much about but has gained a lot of traction recently. And from what I understand, it definitely is a memoir, which is definitely something that I typically
Mm,
don't read.
yeah.
But I love getting out of my comfort zone, and especially in literature. I've done that recently and I've been very surprised. So, the book's called Everything I Know About Love. I don't know if it's supposed to be everything I know about parties, dates, friends, jobs, life, and love, but it's all like scribbled out. I'll put the book covers on the screen so you can see it. It's by
Yes.
Dolly Alderton, and basically,
Hmm.
I believe she's a journalist, and it's kind of
Okay.
her views on everything she's been through in the industry, which I think would be very interesting, and especially for a girl
Yeah.
in her younger 20s to read. Once again,
Hmm.
not something that I am typically interested in, but I have seen it a lot on Bookstagram and Book Talk and think that it could be worth the read, even if it
Yeah.
takes me a while to get through. But I think it's pretty small. So, I mean, it
Yeah, I
must
feel
be a good book.
Yeah, I feel like autobiographies and stuff like nonfiction is typically on the shorter end. I just got I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette
Oh,
McCurdy on
yeah.
audiobook because she voices it and on
That's
Audible because I was like
But yeah,
I want to
that's a
hear
perfect
her.
example of someone who wrote a memoir,
Mhm.
and memoirs usually are shit. They're not
Yeah.
good because people don't know how to write, but Jeanette McCurdy did a great job with hers. And
Yeah.
it seems like Dolly Alderton did an amazing job with hers too. So it's like I have this and it's bad. I have this like stigma against, famous people writing their own memoir, like writing a
Yeah.
memoir.
Mhm.
But
Because their
sometimes
ghostwriter did it.
yeah, exactly. But, in this case with like Jeanette or Dolly, like
Yeah.
I'm down. I don't know. We'll see if I get there.
And I feel like one a year is like maybe not even every year. Like I don't know when I'll
Yeah.
read another one or listen to another one, but like every now and then there's like okay, that piqued my interest. Like I'll branch out for one.
Yeah. Watch us start reading Spare by Prince Harry.
Next year.
Yeah, next year, maybe 2 years from now. I just want to read the scene about his frozen toddler.
Yeah.
He talks about freezing his penis off. I just need to experience that.
That's fair. I
Oh,
think we all do.
yes. All right.
Oh
Away
my
from
gosh.
Prince Harry's
Okay.
toddler. What do you got?
King George's toddler. No. The next book that I have is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Um, this cover looks so fucking pretty.
Yes.
It's one that if I like, I think I will just buy the series and continue the rest of the series out in hardback, because I mean, this is the hardcover, guys. We're branching out here with this Kindle shit. Like we're hardcover till we die.
Remember where you've come from.
Yeah.
Remember your origin story.
Yes. But I saw it on Kindle Unlimited and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect. Like I can get the first one, I can read it, and if I like it, then I can continue, and if not, I'm not, cuz if you buy the first book, you're going to have to buy them all so you have the complete set. I'm not going to own just one."
Exactly.
So, I'm very excited about this. I don't know much. I looked up like a quick summary before we started because I am picking this off of vibes and the how famous V.E. Schwab is. Yeah. Oh, and I watch her TikToks now, and I'm just like, oh my god, girl.
She's so cool.
She is amazing, and that's almost all that I have. The only other thing that I know is I think a lot of her fantasy books, the magic systems have something to do with color, which is unique. And in this book, it takes place sometime during King George's reign in London. But there's 3 Londons, and so it's like almost like a multiverse thing. I also my British history is non-existent almost. So like what King George, I don't know when that is.
Right.
Like is that the same King George from the American Revolution and Bridgerton, or is that like King George the Second? Like I mean, these guys repeat. I can't be
all have
bothered
the
to remember
same name.
every
I would agree with you.
George, Charles, William, John. But I trust V.E. Schwab. I've never written anything she's written, but I trust her, and I'm gonna read it.
I will say I read Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and
yes.
V.E. Schwab is a present day literary legend. The way that she writes books is just like, she is so good at writing.
Yes.
It's amazing. So I would agree. I did see those on there and I was like, shit. Sheesh. But I was like, maybe that's something I want in hardcover, But maybe get like a little snippet.
Just try it out.
Exactly.
All right, what you got for us?
Okay, so next I have a very controversial pick.
Ooh.
Very controversial. But this is one of her books I have always wanted to read. It is just a book I haven't want to spend money on. Because I have a lot of goals of books to buy out there, and this just isn't one of them. And that book is Layla by Colleen Hoover. And there is a reason why there is a lot of Colleen Hoover on Kindle Unlimited. If you are a Colleen Hoover fan, it's there for you. I'm not really interested in reading any more of Colleen Hoover's work as of right now because there's a lot of other books I want to read. But Layla is a spooky mystery. And if there's anything I know about Colleen Hoover, it is that I love when she writes spooky, thrillery, mystery.
Yes.
So Verity was such a good freaking book. So I am very interested in reading Layla. and I think it won't. I think it's a really short book too. So, and people have loved it. So that
Yeah.
is like super on my radar when it comes to, and it's free. Like I said, I see it. I'm like, oh, I want to read that, but I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So Miss Colleen Hoover over here is on my radar as far as, I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, I'm really interested in reading Layla.
I kind of feel the same way about my next pick because it's kind of like one, I feel like, by my 20s, it's kind of like I already missed, like if I was going to read it, I should have just already read it. And then on the other hand, it's like I don't think I'd buy these books anymore because I don't want to support the author. However, I already own these books. I got them from my brother who got them secondhand, and it's on KU, which is barely supporting her. But I kind of want to read Harry Potter.
Harry Harry Potter, the boy who
Harry
lives
Potter.
upstairs.
I've seen the movies, like everyone has, and I just feel like it's like such a staple that I'm like, oh, like I don't want to support who she is and what
Yeah,
she said, but
correct.
everyone knows these stories, and I feel like these stories at this point have transcended past J.
J.K.
J.A.
Rowling.
Yeah, I don't like her
You
enough that
know,
I don't want to remember her name. No, I don't.
you
I don't
know,
even want to say
yeah, don't even give her the power.
it. No, but I feel like the stories of Harry Potter have transcended past her,
Correct.
and a lot of people have taken it and have claimed it as their own. I mean, I think I know more about the Marauders than I do about the actual like canon Harry Potter story that's not just in the movies. But I don't know, I just feel like as we're jumping into like especially like maybe later fall, because Harry Potter in my mind is kind of almost like a Christmas story. I know it's not,
Yeah.
but like Christmas is
It is.
there and it just
Harry Potter is a Christmas story. Don't you dare take
yeah.
it away from me.
Oh, yes. Peyton and her boyfriend have like arguments about this.
Yes, it's a Christmas
Well,
movie.
but like that feeling of like nostalgia and like the vibes you get are like totally like Harry Potter is at its strongest like late November, early December.
It
And so it's
is.
on
Right.
KU. So I don't have to like walk around with my children's book. No one has to know what
Yeah.
I'm reading.
Yes.
Like I think I might do it. If I keep KU like for the rest of this year, then I think I will. There's definitely other stuff that I'm going to read way before it, but if I decide to keep it, then
It's a classic. And
yeah.
then you can do the, once I make my move, the queen will take me. Then you're free to check the king. No,
Yeah.
Ron, no.
No.
What is it? He's gonna sacrifice himself. No,
Accurate,
you
accurate.
can't. There must be another way. And then this is like, do you want to stop Snape from getting the stone or not? And then
No, my favorite
then he
quote
goes,
is
Harry, it's you that has to go on. Not me, not
me,
Hermione,
not
you.
you.
He's gonna sacrifice himself.
Peyton knows how to put on a British accent, guys.
Yeah. Just, if I was casted in a Harry Potter movie, I think that I would love to play Ron.
I think you'd be an amazing
He's
Ron.
gonna sacrifice himself.
Okay,
Anyways,
Peyton,
I was
what's your next pick?
That's a great question. I'm happy you are asking that because I don't know. Okay. So, I have here only because I was like, I don't know. I will say KU is full of smut. If you want smut, it is
Yes.
there. I
Yes.
can't honestly sit here and be like, I want to read this book, and I actually don't really want to. Like, I want to be honest. And if I had to pick another, the V. Schwab one I did see, and I am interested in that as well. But it's called A Touch of Darkness. And
Oh, yes.
I've seen it. I've seen my friends on Goodreads reading it. I've seen it on TikTok a little bit, and I've also
Mhm.
seen mixed reviews on it. But on
Yeah.
I don't know if this review is off of, I'm guessing it's off of Amazon because obviously Kindle is Amazon. It has like 4.5 stars. So A Touch of Darkness, from what I understand, is that this author takes different Greek tragedies and makes stories out of
Yeah.
them or something like that. And so A Touch of Darkness is about Hades and Persephone. And
Yes.
so some people said that it wasn't good, some people said that they loved it.
Mhm.
So I really just think it's like up to you, I guess. So that's kind of scary to jump
Yeah.
into. But from what I understand, it kind of takes the play on the idea, like Hades fell in love with Persephone. Persephone is like the goddess of spring and
Mhm.
flowers, and she gets taken into the
Yeah.
underworld and slowly falls in love with Hades. So, and my favorite musical is Hades Town. And so in Hades Town, Persephone and Hades is in it, and then of course Orpheus
Yes.
and Eurydice. So
Mhm.
I could use a little bit. I'm surprised that Neva, who we have
Yeah.
on the podcast sometimes, I'm surprised she hasn't
Mhm.
read this or has told me about this because that girl's obsessed with Greek mythology. So I'm going to ask her about it, see if she actually has read it or not. But that
Yeah.
is on my radar because it's a very
Yes.
famous, popular fantasy book
Mhm.
that is in my reach now, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one where it's like I've heard that the writing might not be the best, and so it's another
Right.
one where it's like, "Oh, I might not wanna, like, own it." But, like, I'll read it. I think the last one or another one, A Touch of Malice or something like that just came out too.
Yeah,
So,
that
you
was,
can
I
read
did
it.
see that on there because I was like, "Oh yeah, Touch of Malice, I've heard of this," and then it said like book like 3 or something. I was like, "Oh wait, no, no, no,
Yeah.
Touch of Darkness is the first one."
Mhm.
So that is
Yes.
very interesting, and I am gonna keep a lookout for that.
Yes. Okay, I have to look. I'm currently on chapter 4 of this, and I have to look at my Kindle to see the title of this. Court of the Vampire Queen,
Spicy.
colon,
Oh,
a spicy polyam MMMF romance. That
oh,
is in the title. That is like in Kindle,
oh!
in the title. However,
It's
I've
porn.
seen people talking about this, and I was like, you know what?
Porn.
Like I'm gonna be real with you guys. The spiciest books I've read are probably from Blood and Ash books. Um, besides like stupid like One Direction smut in middle school on Wattpad because all my
Fanfics.
friends were reading it, and I wasn't even a One Direction fan, but I did read a bunch of horrible fanfic on Wattpad as a middle schooler. But I was like, you know what? I've been on a reading kick. Let me try something new. Y'all, page 3. I only had to get 3 pages in for there already to be smut. I'm on chapter 4, and there has been smut in every chapter.
This is a lot.
And I saw a TikTok about this, and the person on TikTok gave this book 3 chili peppers. 3. Only 3 out of a 5 scale system. What is your 5 chili peppers? I'm only 3 chapters in. The spicy polyam male female relationship is in the title of this book.
Ah,
Where else?
I
Where do we go from here? I don't know if
do.
I'm gonna be able to finish this. Basically, it feels like an adult version of Wattpad.
Okay.
It
Okay.
starts with this girl walking up to this like gothic house. It's obviously vampires. Um, and she's like, "Yeah, my dad has sold me off to this vampire so he can feed and fuck me, and I can like bore his child." And apparently, 2 other male vampires are gonna come into the story. And I was like, "Hey, I've read this plot before." It was like a girl getting sold to One Direction, but, same thing. I mean, all we're missing is the messy chestnut hair bun and blue orbs, but, not to talk this down. I'm reading it, and I know that there's people who's like they love to read as spicy as you can books. My husband's very excited that I'm reading this. So we're just gonna see where it goes, and I'll give you guys an update. I don't know. I've never done this before, and now I'm sharing it with all of you.
Well, this is where, if that is your thing, Kindle, I love. It is funny because when you're on Goodreads and your friends are reading spicy book, spicy book, spicy book, you're like, oh, you're on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, you can tell.
Like, you can just tell. That is crazy. No, I don't know. I can't. I was funny. There was this interview with Rekha Yaros, and someone was asking her questions and said, like, how much spicier is Iron Flame than Fourth Wing? And she's like, is there a lot of spice? She goes, well, that depends on how spicy you like things. Like, everyone's always so different.
Yeah.
So the fact that she put 3 out of 5 spice for that, like, don't trust anything you see on the internet, kids.
Yeah. Like, this is breaking my scale system, but
yeah, you're like, I can't read this if they're gonna do this every chapter. Like, it's not fun anymore.
But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But I'm also like already like 6% in or something ridiculous. So like it's not very long. So
okay, sweet, easy. Just casual porn.
Easy.
Okay, we are on to our last books. I was very surprised when I saw my last book there. This was on the best reads of 2022 we kind of went over. My cousin read this book. He liked this book. And I was like, oh, well, I've always wanted it because of the cover is super cool. But it's on here. So this is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. And so I've never really been interested in reading it, but it's been like on my radar. And so when I saw this, I was like, well, shit, like this is a very popular book that's at my disposal, like to read.
Yeah, that's perfect for fall too. It's very dark
academia. I'm very, very interested in reading this. The imagery like on the front cover is just like so cool. And I love the Barnes & Noble cover that you can like feel the snake. So it's like tactile. So I'm very, very interested in reading this book.
That sounds good. Okay, here I'm gonna be honest. I wanted to read that, and then the second book came out, and there's like a rat or a mouse on the second cover, and I hate rodents so much that I decided that I am actually never going to read these series because I cannot read something that has a mouse or a rat on the cover of it. I just like it just makes me want to die just like thinking about it. Like I just like, and it's not even like I'm like skittish scared of rodents. Like I hate rodents. But maybe if it's on Kindle Unlimited and you don't ever have to see the cover.
Yeah,
like I can't have that in my house.
Have the mouse in your house. Yeah, it'll be on your Kindle, and you like rarely see the cover on your Kindle because your chapters are just up. So yeah, it just stays in the book. Yeah. Yes.
So maybe that's the move.
All right, what do you have for us? Last one. Make it good.
All right. The last one that I have is One Last Stop by Casey McQuillan, I think is her last name. She is also the author of Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is super popular right now. Super big. But I want to read One Last Stop because I remember when it came out and everyone was freaking out and they were talking about how cute it is. And it's a lesbian gay love story. And I was super excited. But I'm just not big enough on contemporary romance that I never picked it up. I was like, it's not like there's other things that I'd rather read and spend my money on. But if I am diving into this KU world, I feel like this is just our chance to experience, other stuff, just to like fuck around and find out a little bit. So that's all I was like, oh, it's supposed to be like cute, fun, gay
I
vibes,
love
and
the
that's all I got.
idea of that book. The whole idea. I love it.
Yeah.
And once again, Neva is obsessed with that author. She loves that author. So
Yes.
that's cool. I saw Red, White, and Royal Blue on there, but I did not see One Last Stop. So that's cool to put on my radar.
Yeah.
I feel like I even saw like Song of Achilles on there too, which is cool. I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But yeah, so super cool.
Mhm.
Okay, do me do my outro here?
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get my mug.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, that is all we have time for today. Thank you for joining us on this different kind of episode. I love watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts of people just dreaming about their next reads and kind of, anticipating what the future holds.
Yes.
And Kindle Unlimited really has opened up some new avenues for us as readers. And I have it for the next 2 months, so I'm interested to see what random books I decide to read along the way.
Yeah, and I want to know, what Kindle Unlimited books do you want to pick up? Like, what are you seeing? What should we pick up? We are ready to try something new. So even if it's not what you think we typically read, we want to pick it up. We want to talk about whatever you guys want. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy reading.